with True Gamer Goggles, and I'm with Ross Thompson and Origins Game Fair. This is probably the most relaxed I'm ever going to be during an interview. Actually, I think I could go to sleep.
No joke.
We're in the hallway outside.
We're not just in the hallway. We are in Hall C. We are in meeting room Hall C, right next to the Steve Jackson area. I was having lunch, and this decided like a good time just to do it up.
That's right, and I do feel like I need a beer.
I mean, maybe
or some hot
later,
chocolate,
right?
some tea.
Oh, that'd be good. That's so funny.
It'd be good.
How's the show going, man?
Well, today is my first good day of the show.
Good? Good.
I've had a lot of mishaps. Yesterday I had to reschedule half my interviews.
Oh,
left a battery pack in the hotel.
That happens.
My buddy's house, I should say. But hey, it happens. Got them all rescheduled.
It happens. We're here.
Yep, that's right.
It is day Friday at Origins, right?
Day Friday.
Day Friday.
Which is, for some of us, day 3.
Yeah, I think it's day 2, but I showed up yesterday, so it's all good.
That would still make it day 2. He's clearly been busy.
All good, yeah.
All right, so where do you want to start, man?
So we got a lot of cool games here, right? So IDW's been doing a lot of great stuff. We just finished up some cool Kickstarters. We just finished up our Nickelodeon Splat Attack Kickstarter, which is super cool. I didn't bring that to the show, but the miniatures just showed up. It looks super great. We'll just go on the top. I got some cool games here, some that have been out for a little bit and some that are coming out.
All right.
So first on this list we have here is the XFiles Everything is Connected game. It's super awesome. It's a fun party game made by Matt Fantastic. So if you know Matt's super awesome. You can see he's fantastic. And so it's a game where you're playing as Mulder, and it's got a bunch of cards that are showing off the different like conspiracy theories you've got going on, and you need to convince the other players who are the FBI board and the FBI staff that you aren't crazy. And here's why the theory makes sense. You've got all these cards you've got to put together, and you've got to connect the dots and explain why that is what it is, right?
I like it.
Yeah, it's super cute. It's super fun. It's a blast. We had launched it right when the XFiles show came back out. Matt made an awesome game, and I'm like, oh, let's bring it and show it off. It's super fun. So if you like the XFiles and you like fun party games and a little bit of storytelling, this is the game.
All right.
Super cute.
I could see how that'd be a blast at a party.
Oh, it is. It's super good. We had some people that were hardcore XFiles fans. They're like, oh my gosh, and they went all into it and even had the accent and everything, or not, you know, the style, so it's super cool. So next on the list for games we have from IDW, I have brought the box.
The
Munchkin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is super cool. So we just finished the campaign for this a little bit ago. And so on this game, it's all new Kevin Eastman art. So if you know Kevin Eastman,
here you guys go, watch this, check that out. Look at the back.
Yeah. So it's all new Kevin Eastman art, which is super cool. So we've got a retail version coming out, which is this version here, which is just the cards. We have a deluxe edition coming out, which comes with the board, comes with standees, all the cool stuff, right? And that's all the art is a blast. It's super rad. Along with that, we also came out with these super cool deck boxes, which are super fun as well. So they've got all the different turtles on them.
I like that.
Yeah, they're super. They came out really well. They have like the nice like shine finish on them, so which makes them really great. Cool. So yeah, those will all be out. This will be out pretty soon here. It's finishing up with Nickelodeon for approval, and
so that'll be at Gen Con.
Oh, knock on wood, Gen Con. I would love to see the Gen Con. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, and if not, you know, later this year.
All right.
So it'll be super fun. Stay tuned. There's some cool promo cards and stuff for it as well, which is super great. So Munchkin, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of twist is in it for Munchkin fans?
So what's super fun? So if you like playing as the characters, you play as Raphael, as Leonardo, as the different characters in the game. And they all have their own special abilities, and then there's also katas we added, so like there's different...
Instead of armor, you've got katas.
Yeah,
I like
so
it.
You've got different abilities there, and then there's also we added a bunch of team-up abilities. So if you're playing with another turtle, and it's Michelangelo or Donatello, they have other abilities they can do as well, where you get more levels, or get more points, or add 5, and do things like that, which is pretty neat. There's some cool bad guys in it, so like Baxter, he's got a thing where it's like the minute he comes out on the table, for all the cell phones that are on the table, he adds like +2 for each phone. And then Rocksteady, when he shows up, then Bebop shows up too. You got to go through the deck and find him.
So I'm guessing it leans a little bit more towards cooperative play than semi-cooperative.
I mean, it's the Turtles. They're all brothers. They right. So it's that, but at the same time, it's still Munchkin. Like there's still lots of good stuff, and you can drop out like Shredder's helmet and Casey's mask and all the different weapons and things. And so it's got a nice mix of all the stuff from the IDW comics. So Pitch and Pete's in there too, and some other fun characters, right? So it's a good time.
All right. Cool.
I found it to be one of my favorite Munchkin games, so it's pretty cool. Along with that, one of our early copy of Note Confrontation, which is super cool. So if you feel the anime at all for Death Note,
I am not.
fair enough. So in Death Note, Kira is the main character here. He finds a book called the Death Note, and then any name he writes in there, the person automatically dies, or dies via however he writes how they die.
Okay.
And so his dad is a detective, so he's kind of got this sense of justice. So he goes around and writes the names of criminals that got away or whatever, and he feels they should die. Well, the cops catch on to that, and they send a detective, L, to find out who Kira is. So there's a point in the show where L starts leaking the names of criminals out on different TV regions because they're trying to find out where Kira is. So in the game, it's got these cool books, and you've got one book as Kira and one as L, and you're playing on these cool little mats and charts. So you find out you need to find out which one Kira is. So he's gonna have a card that he picks up that'll indicate which of the suspects that he is, and then he's got a little square which is indicated by this right here. And so he has to move that, and that's the guys he can kill in his region. So he's got this right here, he can move it, and depending on which suspect he is, that's the guys that he can kill or not. And then he can also select two outside of that region to kill to kind of throw the detective off.
All right.
Right, so you're doing these clues back and forth, and you got to figure out where he's at, which is really neat. So one person plays as the detective, the other person plays as the killer.
And it's two-player.
It's two-player.
All right.
Super head-to-head. The gameplay is fantastic. Jordan and Manny did an excellent job with it. My roommate and I were playing it before I came to the show, and he asked if I could just leave the copy. So, so it's super good. It's on a boat right now. So this game's going to be out probably super soon, hopefully July, right? So it should be great, which is super fun. If you like detective co-op, not co-op, head-to-head games, that's where it's at. So,
yeah, it sounds actually it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they did a really good job with it. It's got one level, like one chapter where it's like that was the map we showed, and then the chapter 2, it's all filled. It's like a crazy in-depth, dense city. So you've got to figure it out that way too, which is pretty neat. So along with that, I also brought DragonballZ Perfect Cell. So this is a threat management game by Chris Bryan. And so what you're doing in this game is all of the Earth, so Goku and Vegeta and Trunks and Krillin, all need to defend the Earth against Perfect Cell. So on your board there, it's very threat management-y, and it's kind of like, Cell's got different abilities he can do, which will damage the current player or all the characters and things like that. So you need to use your dice. It's a dice game. And so you've got different abilities that you can do to damage Cell or to buy new abilities. And so if you like Pandemic or things like that, that's very much what this game kind of plays as, which is super cool.
Okay,
So
very cool.
yeah, so we've got that, and then IDW, we've got a lot of cool licenses as well, so we have some more stuff lined up for DragonballZ. Stay tuned. So
Very nice.
that'll be super fun. I'm really jazzed for that. And then the other game I brought, which is super cool, probably the last on our casual sit down we have here.
Yeah.
It's been nice. I know
It's cool. It's kind of cool.
I know, it's good. So we've got our Masque of the Red Death. So Masque of the Red Death, we had this on Kickstarter in January.
Okay.
Right, and so it's Edgar Allan Poe's book, and so it's all artwork by Grizz Grimley, who's very grim, awesome, super
Yeah, that's
cool
pretty
art.
grim stuff.
So the board in the game is fully illustrated by him. So the board, the cards, the mats, all the different character art, right? So you've got this cool board right there, which is super awesome. And then it's gameplay by Adam Wise. And Adam is super great.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, right? And so the gameplay, like if you know the short story, even if you don't, we included it in the rule book.
Very cool.
So you can read that out. And so it's a 4 to 7 player party game. And so you're playing as different guests. And so you need to become the most popular while at the same time also learning which room at what time the Red Death is going to be in. So all these different rooms are going on here, and there's all these different cards you're going to do. So you need to figure out, you need to at least take a look at one or two of those rooms, or all of them, hopefully, and know at what time that he's going to be there, so that you can have that information, so that you don't, once midnight hits, you can make the right decision and not be in the dice.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so it's a 4 to 7 player party game. The cool thing is you leapfrog too as you're gaining more points, so it moves relatively quickly. And it's a fun little deduction game because you got to kind of figure out what's going on. It's very, very cute. It's one of my favorite games we've done so far, IDW. It's got a cool clock too that stands up. It's like that tall. It's absolutely nothing, but it looks really cool.
It does that, but it looks cool. Hey, there you go. So actually, there's one more thing. Steve Cummings has been hitting me up on my Facebook chats. So what can you tell me about what's coming up with Steve?
Oh, for
his game, or the game based on their comic book, him and Jim Zoe.
Oh, so you're talking about Wayward?
Yes.
Is that
I'm talking about Wayward.
So for Wayward, we haven't really said too much. So
I didn't think there was going to be a lot you could talk about.
No. So Jim shared a couple blogs on his website that have kind of walked through what he's working on and what he's doing. So your best view right now to see about Wayward would be to go to his website and take a look at his blog and check all that out. That's about all I can say. So
he's like, I can't talk much about the game mechanics. Well, I guess there's a teaser.
Yeah. So right now we're really excited for that project. It's going to be super cool. A lot of good people are involved. The art looks great.
He sent me the comic book, and I'm just like, I keep looking at that cover, and I'm like,
yeah, it's going to be super good. So we know fans really want to see it. We really want to see it too. We've been a little packed with our schedule, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we do it right and do it justice. And so it's taking its time to make sure we're doing everything how it should be. Anything you want to see for it right now, he's posted a couple of things on his website, some previews of behind the scenes of how they're making it. So I'd go to that.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Thanks for having me on, man. It's been a fun little hangout.
He'll be at Gen Con.
I'll be there.
I'm pretty sure I'll be there, but I don't know just yet. Later.